Hi guys, and welcome to another breakdown video. In this video we will take a closer look at this stationary weapon. It's a 122mm howitzer. I call it 30D, and yeah, we will take a closer look and see what this blueprint can do for you. But before we proceed any further, I need to do some TLC, and I strongly recommend whoever purchases this pack to do this immediately, and I will explain why if you're interested later. Now we have here sounds and we have cues, and if we open the cues, type here del, and you will see all those cues. Just select them and let's delete them. You do not need them. So whoever is interested to understand why I included this sound cues, you can stay, but for everyone else you can just click away to I will put a stamp where this rambling ends. Basically I have a 13 cues, and I have a 28 wave files, and reviewers told me to make every queue for every file, even the every wave is in use. For example, if we open the incoming shell, in one queue we have a 4 wave. If we open for example howitzer fire, we have 3, and if we open impact we have this many. I don't want to count. So yeah, they are only used, but reviewer told me from Epic Marketplace, say just make queues, I don't know, make rules, just follow them. I told okay. So yeah, that is the story about this Dell. So I encourage everyone just to delete those queues. Just type del, I don't have, I delete them, and delete them. You don't need them, and your project will be for few megabytes lower. And yeah, let's proceed now. And hey, welcome back guys. Now, like always, first let's start. Just open the blueprint. I always get questions. Say to open the blueprints, we want to see nodes, and yeah, those are the nodes. I split them up. Those are like function nodes. Those are like input nodes, switching cameras, tactical view, and all that good stuff. This is like another in green boxes are basically input keys. These yellow boxes are health, and white boxes are generally used for event begin play or for this possess after destruction. So yeah, this is exiting node, and this is the start nodes. So yeah, they are pretty much good labeled and easy to understand. So yeah, let's get back to the blueprint and see exposed nodes. So we have a main gun, initial gun pitch. This is useful. For example, you have a firebase, you want to set this to 15, 45. I think 50 is maximum, and 0 is 3 is minimum, so direct fire. Initial gun rotation, this will rotate your gun. For example, you have a scene, so you can set it pretty fast, and you can make a fire base. Health, like always, we have 100 health, so if you want to start with lower health, type here 1 is minimum, 100 is maximum. Health refresh rate, so when a refresh rate kicks in, every second 2 points added to the health until 100. So if you want to increase amount of health refresh every second, you can type it to 10, 100 will be instant. Health refresh cooldown, so when the gun is taking damage and stop taking damage, 8 seconds need to pass this kick in. So yeah, if you need it to start refreshing health faster, type it to 4 to 1 second, and yeah, 1 second it will be pretty much instantly. Hide health widgets. So yeah, we have this little health widgets. So we can hide it if you don't need it. Can be damaged. For example, if you have a scene where you do not want this stationary weapon to be destroyed, you can uncheck this and pretty much it is indestructible. Use stationary without character. You have a scene where you are starting with this auto possess from the gecko. You need to check this variable for everything to work. So if you are using auto possess, do not forget to check this. Invert pitch, self-explanatory, the pitch will be inverted. Use replenishing shells. If you do not use it, you have just one shot and you are done. So yeah, but useful variable. Distance needed for health. This is pretty much if you are exposed. This health widget 30 meters is needed until it's completely disappeared when playing the game. So if you want health widget to be seen on a distance, you can put it to 100 meters and it will be visible. Use possess character. So this is actually not pretty much for the testing. When you are destroyed, you will be respawned here. You can leave it on or off, but it is up to you. Use visions. We have a couple of visions here: thermal, flare, and night visions. You can disable it or enable it, but it's only active in first person camera, not the tactical camera. I will explain that later. Use respawn howitzer. So when the howitzer is destroyed, and it can be damaged obviously, if this boolean is true, immediately after blueprint that is controlling the destroyed version is removed from the game, another active howitzer will be spawned. So yeah, you have that option too. Use tactical rotation. I will get back to this in just a little bit. Use tactical view. So pretty much we have like a first person camera and have a overview camera. So this blueprint was in the work for many months until I finally figured it out how I wanted to do it in the game. So I will explain that even later, but yeah, until just hit me that I can do something similar that I do with my submarine and switch views, but there is another complication that I will explain later. But yeah, it was surprisingly for many months in the testing and working. A model I created just recently, but I have a dummy howitzer that I use for testing, and yeah, it was surprisingly difficult to achieve this kind of effect that I wanted. Not difficult. I really didn't think through what I want from this stationary weapon to function like, until just one day it hit me, and yeah, at that point it was easy. So use projectiles, and this is actually that my friend wanted me to include, so yeah, I left it exposed. And if, for example, you have a cinematic where you want just the firing option but no projectiles, so you do not want projectiles to spawn anywhere, you just want show but no go, and yeah, you uncheck this and howitzer will fire and every effect will work, but projectile will not spawn. Useful maybe for cinematic or other stuff. And we have a couple of skins. We have a desert skin, and we have a like a snow arctic skin, and by default we have a woodland skin. Tactical camera movement speed, I will explain that just in a little bit when we fire the thing. Shell replenish time. So after when you fire the shell, 6 seconds is needed until the howitzer is ready again. So pretty much if you want instant fire, just type it at 1 second and you will have like instant fire. But 6 seconds is a nice number. And this is variables that I will explain when we come to auto fire. Actually, this howitzer has another mode that will actually fire by itself on the target designated, and this auto fire is controlling that, and I will explain that when we came to that portion of the blueprint, because I can ramble about this and nothing will be clear until I show how it actually works. So let's take a jump inside. So yeah, this is like first person view. We have zoom in, zoom out, we have a couple of visions, and actually we have a shelf drop off like in a real howitzer, so you need to aim a little up. So yeah, and of course we can rotate the howitzer, and we have a just like a slightly camera lag, because this is not electrically moved like other modern turret vehicles. This is a towed howitzer, everything is manual. So maybe just like in World of Tanks we have a slightly camera lag, and yeah, I think it's a cool effect to have because it's not electrical, it's not instant movement. Let's switch the view to the tactical. So this is the tactical view, and this was the view that it was not hard to create, hard to think of until it just hit me. So yeah, we can fire at this tank here, and yeah, boom. So we have a cool sound effects. We have a if you hit a right mouse button, you can slightly move the tactical map. So you have some wiggle away, and you can go up all the way up, and this is like, sorry, this is like the point of cutoff. And actually you can only fire, I am now pressing the mouse button, only fire when this little square is not red. So yeah, you can actually have some tactical thinking when firing the gun. Now let's take a closer look at the tactical movement. So by default, when you enter the tactical movement, tactical camera, you cannot rotate the howitzer. So if you want to rotate howitzer, you need to actually go to first person, rotate it, switch to tactical view, and now you are rotated. But I included a variable where you can use tactical rotation, and by default it was always on because I liked that way. It was smooth moving, but sometimes it will just go crazy. So now if we switch to the tactical, I am now hitting the A and D keys, and as you can see, the camera will sometimes just do strange things, and I leave it off because I could not figure it out why. It's like it's spinning around its axis, but it's not. It's very strange. I tried everything to fix it, and I know if I leave it on by default, the reviewer will not successfully approve this project, so I leave it off. But I didn't want to switch it off completely because that is just minor bug, and I think that it can be fixed, and I'm sure I will fix it in the near future. I just can't figure out why it is doing that. So, as you can see, I'm rotating, and sometimes it will not do it. It will be working just fine, and sometimes it will just go crazy. So yeah, maybe if you want this to have in your game, you can switch it on and off. So those are the tactical camera movement, and yeah, default was on, but now when I submit the project, the default is off. So if you want a tactical rotation, please check this out, and I will try my best to fix that annoying bug if I figure it out why it's happening. Just sometimes there is no pattern, there is no reason why it's doing that. It just do. Now tactical camera movement speed default is 10. This is actually how fast when you are in tactical movement, how fast you can move the camera. So this is 5, and you need to really have a big mouse pad uh, to move camera faster. So you can have some variation about that in your game or in your project. So if you want to move tactical camera faster, type 50, wait, and now you will pretty much snap anything on the map. It will be pretty fast. But for my testing, a nice number is 10. So of course we have a default position of pitch is 25, but there is another trick. For example, if you are, this is like close call fire in artillery, and pretty much if you are in this position you are pretty much dead. But if you want to use the tactical view, the pitch will automatically raise to 50. Now if we switch to first person, we are all up way there. So yeah, you cannot use you cannot fire any shells until it reaches 50 pitch. That is pretty much all the way high up. And now a little rambling. Why does it took me so long to figure out why how to do this properly? Actually, when you fire from this position, my first project was to shell will spawn directly from the camera, so everything will be fake. And yeah, that worked pretty much well, but I don't know, uh, I want some realism. I want actually shell to go from this to go all the way up and somehow figure it to go all the way down and hit this tank or your position. In real life, camera artillery calculations are precise. From my limited research, it's a science by itself. It's a measurements in degrees and calculations in wind and all that stuff. I don't know, but from the game perspective, I don't know. I quite didn't like this. I mean, the projectile will spawn just from the camera, and let's take for example, you have a I don't know helicopter just around here, and I don't know, projectile will not hit it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I figure it out how to do it. So actually the projectile will go all the way here, and then the auto homing from the projectile will kick in, and it will be rapidly go to its target. And actually, if we slow it down, projectile will be like that, and boom, and not like just like that. So yeah, that was the idea that came in just in the blink of the eye, and after I figured it out, hey, it was easy enough to create the project. But I want to include it even more. So now we will go to the auto fire base. Now if we switch to editor view, you have this like lines, and for sake of simplicity we will delete all this, just leave this one. And you are probably wondering what the hell is this, and this is actually just measuring tools. For If we hit auto fire, here we hit auto fire, and let's simulate. The howitzer will fire, and it will land at random point. And that random point is determined by, let's delete this drone too, is determined by this square. And yeah, this is actually just for visualization to see how far the projectile will go until it hits the terminal velocity and go down to the ground. For more clarification, let's maybe open this and let's open debug. For duration, to be even more clear. So yeah, this is a little square. So if we hit simulate again, you can see trace here. You can see trace here, and it will never leave this box. So you can pinpoint the auto fire in your map. Now, if you want this box to be bigger, put it to 1000 or 2000. That is too much maybe. And yeah, now the auto fire we choose random location at this point every time it fires. Now it's here. Now it's here. Now it's here. And yeah, it's pretty much random where it could fire. It could fire here, 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 or here. So that is that box is for that purposes only. Default is 1000, and yeah, because we have a slight delay here, for example, we have 2 seconds delay. If we put this to 5 and we start to play, 5 seconds is needed until the howitzer actually will fire. So yeah, now if we delay it to 0.2, it will pretty much fire instantly. And we have some another stuff to say here. For example, we have auto fire Z position. This is actually just to visualize the box. The box can be anywhere you put it. It will always choose from this position down there. But if you want to visualize better, you can adjust it to a terrain, and you know precisely where it could hit, like that. But if you want just to eyeball it, you can leave it on default, and yeah, it will again fire in this square only. This is just to visualize where the projectile will fall. Box auto fire length, again visualization, you can pretty much leave it to 0, and again it will choose just in this box. But for visualization you can put it to be like this, and now you can see where the projectiles would hit. So I kinda hope I explained it. And we have another variable. This is a box auto fire line length. So we have this line, we have this box, and this box will follow this line, and that is it. So you can really pinpoint your auto fire base and create like a base fire of all those howitzers and pretty much cover all range of the terrain. And of course you need, if you want to rotate it, the box will follow it too. So yeah, if you put it like this, yeah, it will choose this. Maybe it was bad angle, but actually it was choosing like this inside this little box. So yeah, this is the auto fire. Now there is another variable in auto fire that is pretty much not essential but cool, and this is auto enable and fire. So if you enable this, and for example we this and this is tied, so if you enable this we have a 100, pretty much 100 times the projectile will howitzer will fire, and that is it. For example, if you want to howitzer to fire only 4 times, you put it 4, and let's rotate it to just to hit something, maybe like that. And yeah, we enable auto howitzer end time, and it should fire only 4 rounds, and it will just stop. And let's shell replenish time put to maybe 2 seconds just for testing. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4, and that is it. The howitzer now is inactive, so you can have like a salvo maybe in your map, and yeah, howitzer will be inactive, so you don't need to do it from a blueprint or cinematic or like that. Yeah, you can put it 10 and it will fire 10 times. And we can take opportunity to take a look at some cool animations, and actually let's do it again. Actually we have ejections, we have a shell inside it, it will spawn, despawn. We have a particle effects, we have a muzzle flashes, all that good stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much I have to say about this project. I hope I covered everything. I just tried to make this breakdown short, but believe me, every time when I finish this immediately I think, oh my god, I forget this, I forget that, and then I need to manually answer for every question. But yeah, that is just part of the job. So pretty much I hope I explained everything. For auto fire, just I don't know, like I said, it will follow this little box and let the box be your guidance where you want your shells to fall off. And of course when it's in auto fire mode you cannot enter it. You can set replenish time, you can make it undamageable, but you cannot use it, and you cannot stop auto fire until you, if you are not properly arrange this enable end time auto fire. And yeah guys, this was a breakdown of the 30 howitzer 122 millimeters, and it's a pretty cool project that I hope you will enjoy in your work. And thank you for your support, and it really means much. I mean, for every email, every review I got, it's a thrilling stuff to work on this project and to see people what they came up with this project, and I know submit bugs and I need to fix them and everything else, or I get emails showing their work. It's amazing. Or even better, if I get another model or another project that is based on mine and said, hey, this was your tank immediately, but I put mine So what do you think? I said, cool. I mean, that is the thing of Unreal, modify it, create your own thing. Maybe I will learn to something from your work, because just like pretty much everyone else in Unreal, we are all learning all the time, and I think we will learn new stuff until pretty much we are alive. So yeah, guys, thank you very much, and I hope I will see you in the next project soon. I hope I will start working on another project. I will take some, I don't know, couple of days off just to clear my head and see what can I came up next. Thank you, and I hope I will see you next time. Bye.